this.
If I can have it that way, I would. Well, you didn't hit live, did you?
No, I did not. Welcome, everyone.
Oh. Well,
oh.
God.
Oh, God.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Do it again.
It was only 8 minutes. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm Brian Patrick, and this is Honey Badger over here. We are here to lead Men's Circle. We're a little late this evening because a little technical error, but let's start the show. Let's get this thing hitched, shall we?
Sure. I can I guess we can introduce ourselves. This is a newer channel for. We'll have an intro video done hopefully sometime before Christmas for our mission and vision here, but I'll let Brian take away what the mission and vision of this channel is supposed to be. Obviously, a lot of people that come here might know who I am, and they know who you are too, but the vision is a lot different over here.
Okay, so I need to share the link for this in the comments. Unless, can you just do that real quick? I sent you the link, and then I'll go through the my check-in. So this week, I wanted to just establish a ground rule real quick, which is that we are not going to allow any negative talk, really, but we're not going to allow people to use negative language pertaining to others. So I guess really the technique we're going to be pushing for is I statements. And if we find that your statements are actually about other people, where you're going to hear a call from us. It's who, and we're asking you who is that you're talking about? Is it you? Because it should be. That's an I statement. And once we really get good about this rule, it'll eliminate a lot of toxicity from conversation that happens in our day-to-day lives. Greg, would you like to do to start us out for a check-in this week? Can you tell me how you are?
Yeah. Here, if you guys will give me 1 second. Obviously, this is our first time going live, and we're just trying to.
It's our first time going live, and a check-in. A check-in is really asking, what's new with you? What's been obstacles in your week? What kind of stuff that you have to deal with, and how does all this make you feel? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm familiar. I just practice. So I'm obviously, my nickname goes as Honey Badger. I'm the Vibration Show here on YouTube. And Brian and I wanted to come up with a new idea, a new motivation to. We see such a division, a fracture in the consciousness of us all, and there's a lot of bridges that need to be repaired. It's not saying that we don't need repair too. We all do. And I think this is a place where we can actually kind of drop our guard a little bit, open up more, feel like we're safe, in a sense of spiritual and emotional safety, and try to empower one another to a higher vibration, higher frequency, where we can learn the men's circle won't be the only thing that we're going to do. This is just the first thing. Obviously, we did 2 over on my channel, and they're going to be on here from now on because we're going to have good people on here, and we want to keep it that way. As for what Brian's asking me to skate here, so far this week, I'll just go from last Wednesday to now, from last men's circle to now. I feel more confident than I have in a long time. And and I'm scared. Not like bad scared, but you know why I am. I guess it's a men's circle, so I'm projected to be a father in April, so it's different. I've never done it. I have to work on it. I have to work on a relationship with someone. And all that good stuff. At least so we're good friends if it doesn't work out. But I feel pretty good about work. I feel like some people, even though the very thing I'm doing at my job, I'm not impressed with, and I think that goes for a lot of us. But I think because I have such great empathy and understanding of so many people in their situations, because I've been through so much shit. When I speak to people over the phone, I feel like, I help people get through their day. That's one new person that I helped empower, whether we can call them a sheep or an NPC or whatever. If they feel empowered and their vibration can be enhanced, that's one step. That's something I'm helping.
Some cuts.
That's one step of helping somebody. Hey, what's up, Cuts One? Thank you, man. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's just one more step to. Oh, did you want me to share the StreamYard link? My bad. You gotta do that.
Oh yeah, no, please share the StreamYard link, not the YouTube link. Jeez.
I think you gotta do that, buddy.
I said. Okay, hold on.
Let's see. Hold on, my bad. Let's see if it's saved on here. Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties. Get on to. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I guess the more troubled things that, I mean, I feel anxiety, not about that, but not about the child thing, but this, oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to post because I'm not a moderator. You have to be a moderator for you to post links in the chat. So I can send it to Cuts. You can make Cuts a moderator, and then I can text him. You can put it. Well, you already did, didn't you? Never mind.
Well, you know that.
It looks like you already did.
I can actually give you permission to. I could have given you permission to stream this onto your channel as well. There's a way to.
I'm all out of time on StreamYard on my channel.
Good question. How many hours per month do you get?
I think you get about 15 to 20 at the most. And there was like the stream they did the other night was like 6 hours long. But I mean, yeah. So the things I've done this week, I'm trying to get back into writing down what I eat and like calories um, per gram. I always recommend never, if you count your calories, never do ounces or pounds, because the measurements that you do online, like the calculations for the imperial uh, or the standard systems, are not very accurate compared to metric. When it comes to weight and stuff like that. So I always recommend, like, if you're gonna eat and you're gonna count your calories, do it by grams, because like 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. So the calories are going by grams; they're not going by ounces and pounds. So helpful tip of the day. It's on my end.
So
All right.
it says 2 hours per month.
Mm-mm.
It says
No,
just
it's like 20.
What?
20.
No, it's
It's
2
like-
hours.
it's
2
like
hours a month for the free one. I gotta upgrade to the $15 one to be able to get 40 hours.
Doesn't make sense because
Am I seeing this right?
I've streamed 17 hours on StreamYard this month. I have like 2 hours. I have like 2 hours left. I still got to wait 2 more weeks too. So till it kicks in.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like 20 hours, dude. Trust me, it's like 20 hours. I don't know where you're reading. I just did a 6-hour live stream.
Streaming limits. Oh, record up to 20 hours per month on the free plan. Sorry. I
You know,
see.
it's fine.
Yeah, local recordings. Local recordings just means through StreamYard you can pull just 2 hours of recording directly onto your computer from the StreamYard file.
Right.
I understand. I was misreading this. So 20 hours a month. Yeah, okay. That's good for now.
Brian's newer at StreamYard, guys. He's learning.
I mean,
I gotta let him try it out.
I could imagine a day when I pay for the $15 a month package. I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and you can do multiple platforms too. You can do like Twitch and
It's a lot cooler than paying for Netflix, right?
It will be here.
Then I
think
can take the StreamYard. They let me take the StreamYard logo off for that much. They'll give me like way more features. I'll be able to have more people. I can have up to 10 people in the box.
Yep.
Right now I can have 6.
It'll be a minute till we can get there. Like, no one knows about us yet. But yeah, I mean that's my opening for the week.
Yeah, I mean honestly, like we had the confuzzle happen last week, but we really just got the new stream going today, and yeah, I'm optimistic. I think.
Why don't you tell us your vision on this? Like, let's have it on here. I know we said it on my channel, but we've kind of changed things since.
So, my vision for this channel as a whole, outside of just the men's circle stuff, is a channel that is to help you escape the black holes of all these places online that are siphoning your energy. And I'm going to help you build your own spirit through healthy things that nourish you in all kinds of ways, mind, body, and spirit. And Greg's a life coach, and I am like a life coach, but I'm like a magical healer. And there's a strong gap there as far as the types of buildings we work in and people that we deal with. But um, in a lot of ways, our work has a lot of overlap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a life coach anymore, but I still know how to do it. I do it. I do it all the time.
But like when people take care of their bodies, it really does help their mind and spirit, and vice versa around the triangle.
Right. I mean, I've used to be ridiculous about my body, and over the years, obviously, like I'm not as strict, I guess you can say, because
Would you say you have
there's
a dad bod or a cop bod now?
I would still say I have an athletic body because I'm still quite athletic, but I'm not like trying to bodybuild anymore or go like full blown, beast mode. And I'm thinking about doing it one more time before I get to the age where I can't anymore, just to do it. And I'm actually going to. On this channel, I'm going to teach it. My goal is to teach caloric planning, calorie deficit, and helping men. This is part of the men's circle, helping men redefine their inner self through physical activity at whatever intensity level you think you want. So if you want this perfect wellness, I can, health coach you into that. Or if you want to go fucking all the way, man, all the way to power lifter, bodybuilding, strongman, I can help you with that. Like I've done all this stuff. I've done it for years. I've worked out with a lot of people who've done it. And
Right.
I'm
So and that is stuff that like I had some training in early in life that has blessed me with a lot of health. Um, you know, working out is really important. But we're going to do it from different angles too, because I do quite a bit of yoga, and we'll be doing some other yoga as well, some actual spiritual yoga. Um, really, mind, body, and spirit is the plan for the show in general around here. From now on, my plan is to elevate, to pull people away from traps, and to get them to listen to their own spirit, and to really have a connection to all of spirit through that, instead of going to other people for that power. Um, it doesn't matter if we're talking church or if you get roped into really hardcore beliefs about anything. If we're talking about deep conspiracy and you find yourself pulled into wormholes, worried about if aliens are going to come down, or if maybe aliens aren't going to come down and it's the government and they're just going to fake aliens and all of this, and it's like those things are actually meant to be toxic to you, and I believe them to be spiritual traps. And no matter what is coming, they aren't yielding anything good for you in the sense of things that you can tangibly change. But what I can do is hand you the keys that will make your life better, no matter what direction life takes you. And that's my goal as a whole for a channel. I am healer that holds a lot of space for a lot of different people, a lot of different issues. I really put myself out there when I do this work. If anybody, come and talk, I'm willing to hold space, and I really encourage people to do the same for the people around them, because we're all healers in a sense. And really, there is a need for tribe. There's a need for community, and that's why men's circles and women's circles are so essential, like must-haves in society. And
it's a way for people to. I feel like a lot of people, we don't know how. Like I'm trying to think of a way to say this. Like I know how to say it, but I'm trying to think of a way where I don't have to bring my channel into it as an example of a recent one. I guess what I can say is learn to have a conversation, learn to disagree, apologize, even if it's just to make the other person feel better and to get them to maybe calm down to the point where now they'll apologize, and then you both can just talk it out, where you can calmly have people disagree and or agree, whatever, because once it becomes an issue or there's butting heads, that's where ideology begins its, I guess, manifestation, is when I can say the grass is green and I like to cut grass, and you say, well, I think grass is some other type of like weird green color, or Ninja Turtle green, and I don't cut grass. I like it to grow. It should be like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I like doing this, and then you're like, well, if you don't do this, and then that's just where it becomes to the point where we will do the I statements. Like, I feel like cutting the grass helps my lawn, and then the other, I feel like keeping the grass growing helps nature and like life and whatnot. And then Brian can come in and be the third party and be like, well, I say screw the grass, just grow vegetables in the garden. That's actually where I would agree with, to be honest. It's just kind of like the staple of that, where we can formulate conversation, be genuine to each other, disagree or not, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we are human. We have, we all have our own individual life path. If my life path is a little bit different, then it's a little bit different, and that's okay. If yours is different, then that's okay. And that's where we need to understand that we're all on our own journey at an individual level, and that we all need to learn to get along at the sense. And these are things I'm working on. I mean, I'm not perfect at all this stuff either, and I've always recognized it. I've always been aware of it. But there's trauma, which we all have, that I have, that Brian has, that everyone that will ever listen to this video, we all have some kind of trauma. And coping with the trauma and understanding it and talking out. And this is a reason why we have something like Men's Circle. Talk about it and use the I statements and be coherent and verbally assertive. Don't be aggressive. Don't be too passive. Just be assertive. Don't be too sarcastic. You guys want the funny stuff, the entertainment. You come over to PBS. That's where I'm going to bring more entertaining things, because we need the entertainment. We need to laugh. We need to have fun. But this is where we get serious. And of course we'll laugh here. I mean, we're guys, like we're gonna hang out, chill, and talk some shit. That's gonna happen. That's just like we'll vibe it out. If that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes. But as a staple point, this is like
Yeah.
where I think
This is your chance to show up for yourself and bring the best of yourself when it comes to how you treat yourself mentally. Like, this is an exercise for yourself, and even though it's group involved, that we are just reflections for you to learn from and heal from.
yeah, those are the type of questions I'm pretty good at probing, open-ended and reflective questioning. These are things I learned for help coaching.
We have a guest.
And this is yay!
Welcome, sir.
Hey, what's up, Space Troll? Thank you for joining in, brother. How are you? How have you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know if my audio is working.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Your audio is working. I'm gonna let it in cuts too, but we're gonna still try to just let one person at a time talk, like we were doing, like, you know, the passing of something, because like men's circles are supposed to be a lot of like letting one person just say what they need to. So
All right, I'm just listening in.
welcome. Oh, well, I wanted you to just help participate for the week, if you would. Why don't you tell us how you're feeling about life right now? You don't need to get too specific if it's too much, but you know, this is the first thing we do in a men's circle is kind of do a check-in with everybody, like what's going on, how are you feeling?
Just mixed feelings, you know,
Yeah.
with everything going on in the world, the NW, the evil going on, and mixed feelings usually.
Okay.
I try not to think about it too much. Like,
how are you feeling about your own life?
What's that?
How are you feeling about your own life?
Just living day by day, you know.
Just living day by day.
Yeah, pretty good. Ups and downs. It's a long story, but a lot better than a long time ago. But
A lot better than a long time ago. That's
yeah, a lot better than before. I'm just thinking now because, like, I know, like, you know, everyone's spying on me and stuff. So, like, I know I'm being spied on. Like, I can feel it.
Okay, we're not gonna worry about that energy right now. Like, I just the check-in is like, you know, are you going through anything?
Here, let me ask Space Troll one question.
With your family, with, you know, the things are like the things that you're directly in your life, not things that you're worried about over, you know, externally that may or may not be affecting you.
Oh yeah, pretty good on that side, but you know, like, I would say, like, out of my family, like, I'm the one that's gonna, like, survive, you know, because it's a sad reality because I'm the only one that's unvaxxed. Like,
are you gonna see your family for Christmas? For the holidays? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Not that you have to spend it with the family, but it's always good to see your family.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, we're gonna check in with Cuts now. Cuts, would you like to tell us how life is going for you and how you are feeling about it?
It's going pretty good. I'm actually at work, so I'm kind of like sneaking in. But we're doing good. All is well. It's good to see you guys live again, doing these.
Tell us about your new apartment and your new car.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so very positive outcomes going on for you.
Sorry, my lives are a little negatory. It's just that's some other whole other type of thing, evidently.
You're all good, man. But yeah, Cuts, I know he's at work. He has recently bought a brand new car and he has a new apartment.
Okay. So here I actually find it a little funny that when I first asked how you were doing earlier, Monkey Man, you were like immediately like I feel like so about this thing that's like external from your life, and like in actuality like it shouldn't hold as much power in that exact question. Like how you are isn't anything to do with like the crazy conspiracy necessarily. Like
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you know, like it's a big part of everything that's affecting this world. You know, I mean, you could say that even their corporations, you know, are basically polluting and destroying this planet. So every single thing, you know, ties down to this evilness that controls this world. You know,
I basically am of the mind that the way you feel right now and the way that several other people feel about like this like doom clutch around them is the projection that they want you to have. And really you're kind of subjected to this like negative tension from within because of it. And like I think we're all in black holes, man. You gotta just like loosen the grip a tiny bit so that you can live your life to your best. Like
Here, I got.
you as an individual just need to do the things in your life that make you the best you, because no matter what future is coming, that's what we need.
Here's a technique or an exercise when I learned health coaching.
Bro froze up.
Pretend Space Trolls froze up or me?
Monkey Man.
Oh, Monkey Man, yeah, Space Troll, Monkey Man. I mean, if he's still listening, it's the mirror technique. Now, pretend that you're in the mirror. You look at the mirror, go to your mirror and just look at it, and then just put it in your mind, go sit somewhere quiet. And then sit in that mirror and play out your whole day while you're in that mirror and just watch yourself. And are there things that you can tweak, or maybe like how you say things? Just like the I statements, like Brian said earlier, I feel like this new world order is like out here and doing things, but I feel like I can come here and balance out that energy that they bring out. I can be balanced throughout my day to better myself, better the people around me. Hello? Sorry, it sounded like someone was talking.
Oh,
It's just
sorry.
it's just on Cut's end. It's okay.
Oh,
I just
Cuts,
muted
so.
it real quick. It's okay.
You're good, Cuts. I thought someone was talking, so.
Sorry, that was like
Here.
people over here in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm almost done here. So, Space Troll, like, and I've been personally talking to Space Troll via email. I haven't responded to his last email because I didn't open it yet until just a minute ago. But because I have like my main professional email that I've been signed into, and then I have Truth Vibration email, which I haven't been signed into the last day or so. But it's the mirror technique, and then then when you come back to the mirror, and then you go through your day, and obviously you close your eyes and it's all like third eye type of stuff, and then you're like, all right, this is what I did today. I went shopping. I listened to this guy, that guy, the other. Some guy cut me off. I felt really um, upset when he cut me off. I had to go work. This coworker, he made me upset. I came home, and I know why, because he saw my CNN or some nonsense. And I feel alone in my family because I feel like the black sheep. Um, how can I balance this feeling?
Well,
And then you just,
right.
I mean, everything I said is like more like examples. I'm not like going like definite.
Yeah, the trauma inside of all of us is what allows us to slip into survival mode. And survival mode is defined by it's like a flight or fight response, but you just freeze. And it happens on such like a flat level that like we don't register it because of the trauma that's happened to us. And it's actually kind of crazy. Survival mode is what they want us to feel trapped in. And if you're worried, if you're going to be worried about your food, your shelter, whatever, it'll tend to send you back into survival mode too, because that is an ongoing trauma. And if you're being bombarded by messages that you're not safe,
Hey, see?
that trauma is also something you have to deal with. Yeah, we have somebody else that said they might come by later, but if you look at the signs of survival mode, it's long-term depression. You have memory problems, anxiety, problems sleeping. You have mixed awareness, like you can be like laser focused and then just like completely lost, and basically like the key to getting out of survival mode is therapy in some ways. Like it doesn't have to be a therapist, but like you're gonna kind of have to parent yourself out of this to get out of survival mode and like to stop worrying about things that you shouldn't worry about. Like, and society is pushing us all there.
Yeah, when you're in survival mode, you're not using the front. You're not using your frontal. You're not using your cognitive skills. You're just thinking in a flight or fight kind of mentality, and you start to see everyone as an enemy, and you're not planning. You're thinking out of like instinct, out of fear.
Mm-hmm. So, Monkey Man, I think that the healthiest thing that you can do as like the point of view that you have right now is actually look at the echoes in time behind you and how many people have experienced the same thing at different points of time, but time kept rolling on. And so maybe this will help you have a little perspective on just like, it's not going to be like doomsday tomorrow, pretty much in any circumstance. Like, that's just not how things are likely to tick. And like thinking like that is just like pointless anyways, because like, wouldn't you just like rather be having your best life anyways than just be worrying about this shit?
Yeah, I mean, we might go through like some.
They have all of us intentionally lost, man. I was there. Our friend Honey Badger was there. Cuts, I think, was there. I'm not sure, but because I'm getting to know him better. But like, I think he was because he was deep into conspiracy and stuff. And like, it's a poison. It's a tasty poison at first. Like it feels like you're getting somewhere, and then you kind of like get to the bottom of whatever rabbit hole you're in, and then you're like, this one didn't take me where I wanted to go. So then you go and dig down a different one that, you know, and they all like are like planned psyops.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We're gonna ignore all of it on this channel, and we're gonna feel better about life because that's really what we need to start doing as a fucking human race. Think about all the people think about all the people that follow Fox News and CNN. They're drinking a similar poison. Their poison is just a different flavor than ours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, like I know this too. I say this a lot. You know, like nothing like by design. Like if there's like if you believe in God or like an intelligent creator, like nothing by design like stays like stagnant or, you know, stays stuck. Like things don't just get worse and then just, you know, self-destruct or become hellish forever. You know, like things eventually, like it's not going to be it's not going to be doom and gloom. Like it'll actually be, you know, eventually, like as time goes by, you know, like who knows, we can't even imagine like how life would be in 200 years. Like nothing, it's going to actually get better, but we might go through like some rough stages, but things actually get better, you know. It's better to have hope than...
Yeah, I believe that things can progress in a good way because we have to. And like that's the logical conclusion that I'm trying to help people get to. And like even if you're worried about X, Y, and Z a little bit, it's like you just have to unclench a little bit to allow yourself to just be on some different shit for a while, because honestly that's exactly the vibration that they want us to be in, is fear of any kind. So if it's not the conspiracy channels that we're in, then there's these other things that, like, if you're a hardcore right winger and you're like, Donald Trump's gonna save the fucking planet, this is your program, and they want you to be on these programs. The CIA intentionally designs like 12 different types of people that they want us to all fall inside of, you know?
Yeah, programming and division too. Like they want everyone to be like in a type of box, like, you know, oh, this person is this way, so he must be this and that. Like he must be a, you know, liberal, and you know, he must be
right.
Yeah.
So like
trading sides,
like
each other.
New Age fascism is literally all about identifying people for being different and being like, no, that's not okay. And like we're just not gonna do cancel culture here unless somebody is truly on the fucking like warpath.
Yeah, and if you're
we'll do temporary cancellations for drunken behavior too.
or just douchey, just real douchey.
Douchey, yeah, certain things. But I mean, for the most part, I will not permanently ban anyone unless they're really hateful.
Yeah.
Right. And so like to reiterate what Brian's saying, because you know I talked to Cuts personally, I talked to Monkey Spanish Troll. Cuts really likes this idea. He's like, we need something like this. A group of, it doesn't necessarily mean men. It's just, it's an idea. Like, you know, I'm an idealist. I help create an idea, and I'm just hoping that we can all like stem from that idea and build together and create something that's more imaginative than the foundation. You know, I'm like, oh, hey, here's a foundation. And then Brian, even though like when I was talking to Brian, he was talking about his men's circle, his personal one. I'm like, well, no, that's kind of interesting because I feel like this community needs something, some kind of glue. like it's so like distraughted right now. In the divine masculine and divine feminine society is so fractured. This is going to get into the topic of what Brian and I want to talk about is divine feminine really tonight, but the men's circle, so obviously the little divine masculine is going to get thrown in. They go hand in hand. It's called the Merkaba, or known as the divine union, or the tetrahedron. It has above, so below. It creates a sacred geometrical shape that unites the seed and the flower of the universe, and creates all of creation. And the thing is that the community I was seeing, it was just like getting so broken, and I see a lot of men so broken, and I'm like, well, I'm not here to fix it because I can't fix you. You can fix you, and maybe this idea can start somewhere. So I'm like, well, here's an idea, and then Brian was like, let's start a newer channel. And we were talking about that a couple months ago. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just make a new channel, a new vibe, a new start, a new beginning. You know, the genesis of, I guess, what the truth people were originally about. Maybe I don't know, but it's somewhere to start somewhere new and bring empowerment to each other. Like, I just see everyone trying to kill each other, and you know, I'm not all really about that. I'm on my own justice spree right now. That is what it is, and I'm not going to bring that over here because that's between myself and over there. But like, what I'm going to bring over here is what I know and what I think can help people, and I want to know other things that can help me, and I want to help you, and I want you to help Brian. Stay strong. I want Brian to help you. I want Cuts to help me. I want Cuts to help Brian. I want Brian to help Cuts. And that's just my take on this. This is what I think we need to do and teach each other things. Talk about, hey, today I built a chicken coop today. Today I painted a picture. Today I went for a 3-mile jog. And have a group of people say, hey, good job. Make you feel like you're a part of something and not just like live in like some kind of traumatic fear-like state around people. I mean, that's just what I think.
Yeah, and I'm not like and
okay.
I'm not gonna hate like people who have different ideas. Like if they're a sheep, so be it. They're still a spiritual being. They're still a soul. I'm not gonna hate them and bastardize them for because they believe what they believe, and sometimes it's a generational thing. Like if someone grows up in the 80s and that's all they know too. They didn't have the flood of information like our generation has. Like my grandfather, like he's a pretty smart guy, and he went to MIT and stuff. But he's always watching, like he's from the 40s, and he's always watching CNN and stuff. And he doesn't know better. Like I'm not gonna hate him and say like he's a piece of garbage just because that's all he knows.
Right. Even calling somebody an NPC is hate speech.
Yeah.
Really think about it.
It's a way to dehumanize because you don't know someone's soul.
Yeah.
It's a way to dehumanize someone.
And as soon as you start even using the term, you're automatically like making someone marginalized in your mind and like standing on a hill.
Yep.
You're putting yourself on a pedestal over them. And I mean, I'm guilty of this. I've called people organic portals. I never used the NPC term.
I mean, I guess we could move the NPC movement and just be like, the only NPCs are politicians.
That's how cruelty starts. you know, like we have like an evil cabal that starts wars, and they start to dehumanize certain people, and you know, they're not seen as anything like less than even objects, less than animals. You
Yeah.
know, that's like one of the basis of like cruelty.
Do you think it's bad when you call someone a reptilian?
That's different though, because they're demons. Demons exist.
I think Brian's just making a joke.
I knew you were.
David,
I
I joke.
knew you were going to be like, "That's different."
And see, yeah, I mean, we're guys, so we can joke around, which is always nice.
Well, yeah, it's good. We need to be real with each other and have fun, and like we were hanging out, you know.
Like I said, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we're just gonna go with the vibe of things, and obviously, I mean, we all hung out before. All four of us, we've all hung out before, so we all know kind of like how we are and vibe out. I know the topic, or I guess the structure over here is going to be a little bit different and a little bit more serious, and more informational. But as time goes on, like Brian's going to be doing, like he's going to be doing YouTube Shorts on here, and I'm going to be doing YouTube Shorts. I'm going to be helping you guys do workouts, caloric planning. You know, we're going to do like meditations. I think Brian wants to do a meditation to end like something like a men's circle.
Yeah.
And we can do like mantras, shadow working together. We can all teach each other stuff, guys. Teach each other our skills and build. Maybe we can't physically have a community just yet, like we're next door neighbors, but we can.
Okay. Instead of
Attempt it.
continuing to talk about the plans for the channel, which is all really exciting, I would like to continue in the theme of men's circle. Oh, we lost our buddy. Hopefully you come back in. Thank you for coming if you don't. But to continue in the theme of men's circle, I would like to talk about the divine feminine next. Because last week we talked about the divine masculine being this protector. Space Troll, please come back if you will. But if not, yeah, have a good night. Thank you. This protector, he's the warrior, not the destroyer. He's the father. He's the teacher. You know, a man. The divine masculine is the planner. You know, he's a lot of things. But we want to continue the conversation down this road to talk about the divine feminine, but specifically within ourselves and what we think this, how the divine feminine comes through in ourselves, in our day-to-day lives, in a positive way, and what that looks like. Either Gray can go first, or I'll go first.
Yeah, I know Cuts is a little busy, but
Yeah.
Cuts just like when you think you're not busy, give us a thumbs up.
Yep. Well,
What
one
have you done?
of us will go first.
Let's have him go. He just did a thumbs up, so I know he's like limited. What do you think, Cuts?
Wait, what was the question again?
Okay, so the question is, how do you think the divine feminine comes across through yourself, in your life, in a positive way?
I mean, I feel like that's the kind of way you want to be to match people when they're being kind of chill. I mean, you don't want to be all like fucking whatever. You want to kind of just be chilling with people, you know? Whether they call it that or not, or whatever.
Yeah. So would you say that it's
Maybe it's like a kind of like peacefulness if it's like for referring to us or whatever.
peacefulness? Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
I think women are really strong in their emotional capacity. and that's if you're in touch with that side of yourself where it kind of comes from.
Maybe it's the other aspect of it too, all crazy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You're like raging and shit.
that is the moon energy, right?
Yeah. Menstruation represents the moon.
Menstruation, goddess Kali.
Menstruation.
It's mansplainstration, all right? It's your mansplaining.
No,
What your
oh, no.
frustration.
No, that's a warning. We're not doing that. We know that's toxically used against men, but I don't want to
How
start.
dare you? How dare you use it? You're a hairy YouTube user.
You heretics. I can go next. With it, I'll kind of define what I think of the divine feminine. Obviously, it's the yin of the yang, because yin is the feminine energy. It's the moon energy. Yin and yang is moon and sun. Sun is the male energy, and it makes sense because the sun creates vitamin D, testosterone, and the moon actually influences menstruation cycles, and the moon operates in cycles. So, it's very appropriate, I guess, alchemy-wise, to associate the sun and the moon between male and female. Without the sun and the moon, we wouldn't have Earth. One, Earth and heart. Earth, heart, same. Fourth planet, fourth chakra. The planet of greenery, green chakra, heart chakra, green. And part of the heart chakra actually is part of the tetrahedron. The tetrahedron is the Merkaba, or no.
Did you forget the question?
Oh, hold on. My Bluetooth died. Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, the question is about how you feel the divine feminine comes through.
Yeah, give me 1 second. My Bluetooth died, and now I can't hear anything from your end.
Can't hear.
There we go. I can hear you now. Sorry. My Bluetooth headset died, and I couldn't hear you guys. So, how I would operate, I guess, in a day using divine feminine energy is empathy.
Empathy.
Using more empathy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I use it every day at work. I try to empathize with people that call. Try to put myself in their shoes, see how they're feeling, and reflect. Divine feminine energy is really good on reflecting other energy. It's a reflection of other energy. And like I said with the moonlight's very reflective, which represents sacred feminine. And you have to reflect that energy. And if it is a negative energy, you reflect how you would think it would be positively to that person. So it's a more nurturing, empathetic type of energy that I try to use throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yourself, Mr. Brian?
Yeah, so it definitely, for me, comes in, like, my ability to read people and have emotional capacity to hold space for people. But then it's also a lot of creative spark, I think. And just, really connecting with Earth in general. Cuts what? You're funny.
Oh yeah, he's got that. I forgot what that guy's name is. He's famous in the QAnon or whatever.
Anyways,
Like that, he's like the most agent provocateur guy ever. He's the QAnon shaman.
Oh yeah, the QAnon shaman. That was his name. Yep. Believe.
Sorry, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the divine feminine energy is very fractured right now in society, and we really do need a
Nah,
help.
no, we're not where we're at in society for just the divine feminine. Like the divine masculine's under attack too.
They're both under attack, but we're talking about divine feminine right now, so I'm just specifically saying. But they really freaking went full blown, full force with the divine feminine a lot more than the divine masculine. Because it's been a longer playing agenda from what I can see historically. I could be wrong. I mean, this is just what I see observationally. It's been in the making for 200+ years, at least in this country. Who do we have? Oh, Space Troll's back. Space Troll, how do you operate divine feminine energy throughout your day? If you don't, you don't. You know, it's cool.
I wish I had a girlfriend.
You're free to watch, Anna.
What'd you say?
I said
I don't know about that, but I wish I had a girlfriend.
Of course, you are allowed to be here, Anne Marie.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. You're welcome. You're welcome to be in here, but we're not going to bring you in the box necessarily, unless you really have some awesome comments going on.
Not to be like we're not judging or anything. It's just we're like it's like guys' night. You know what I mean? Like guys' night.
We're doing men's healing, so we're
Yeah.
trying to work on language and helping people break down some of their trauma barriers and to get them thinking in a more positive direction in life.
Talk about, vent, but learn to vent properly. It's not just shouting. I've done it too. We've all done it. It's not just,
Let's get back to the prompts. Okay, so now that we've gone through what the divine masculine, divine feminine kind of mean, I want to ask, how do you as individuals feel about the way that the divine masculine and divine feminine balance themselves within yourself, and what that is like?
And Cuts, just give us a thumbs up whenever, you can talk. We'll let Cuts talk because he's like at work, so he only gets a few minutes. How do you do both, the balance of divine feminine and masculine throughout your day? Okay, he's busy. Or maybe not, I don't know. Alright, Space Troll, we'll have you do it first.
Teach them.
Unless you want me to give you an example.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Okay, so that's kind of why I like to explain these and then dive into it, so then people understand the concept and then understand how to apply the concept if they don't know the concept. So the concept is when you combine these energies, it's called the divine union, or the Merkaba, or I hate calling it this, but the Star of David. It's the two triangles as above, so below, combining into direct spirits with one another into an energy playing field of understanding how, I guess you can say, Hermeticism works in the energy of vibration, frequency, and gender. So example of this would be, at least in my instances, I feel like as a male or as a man, I try to set a goal for the day, whatever that is. It can be a big one, a small one, a medium one, or just like just getting out of bed. Maybe even if you're feeling depressed, you getting out of bed is already a huge victory, and you need to understand that you've accomplished, and you went over a loop, and now it's time to accomplish the next task, get to work, either around the house or just your job, whatever it is. And then if you have a hobby, go to the next level, do your hobby, do some shadow work, write some stuff down, things that you can work on. And then in the Divine Feminine wise, is throughout that sequence of those events, how are you able to react to the emotional standard of yourself and those around you, and empathize and fucking cuts. You're able to empathize and correlate your understanding of what's going on in yourself, making sure that you are able to build a foundation throughout yourself, even in that day. So build your foundation throughout your day, and then build your house every day, and make sure that you empathize and love the people around you and help them out. I mean, I don't know if that's the best way to express how to do both at the same time, but that's how I feel like you would. That's part of how I feel like you would do both. Brian, if you want to give your example.
Okay, so for me, a big balance factor between my divine masculine and my divine feminine is that I tend to be kind of this master planner in my own head very easily. And I will like get up and be like so go-getter. But like the divine feminine energy is what knows how to like pull back, and like it's what knows when you need healing time. It's what knows when you need self-care, and being in touch with that has really helped me have a healthier life in general. Being able to really listen to myself and my body and what I need.
Yeah, I see what you see, Anne Marie. So yeah, more or less what I feel like Brian was saying, like even with the divine feminine energies, being an observer of what's going on around you and understanding the energy that you're coming in contact with, and feeling that energy. And then the divine masculine is how to operate that energy and create something with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Divine feminine is a different type of protector. It's the protector of the internal. The man is the protector of the external, and the woman is the protector of the internal world, and the master of the internal world.
That's a good way of putting it. A simple way too. Very simple and coherently easy to understand. Because these are easy concepts. Like, we weren't taught this growing up, so it's like
they're hidden.
Yeah, it's hidden because obviously you learn this kind of shit. They can't control you as well, and now you're operating and you're moving around throughout your day, not in the structure they want. That you're moving in the structure you want. They don't want that. They want you to move the way they want you to move. And, you guys know what I mean by they. They live.
They live, they love, they laugh.
Yeah. They live. Hey, the greatest fight scene in any movie ever. I don't care what anybody says. So Space Troll, does that help you kind of explain, or where maybe you can explain?
Are you trying to confuse him?
What's up, Scott?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I said, are you trying to confuse him?
Yeah, he is confusing everybody because the greatest fight scene ever, I'm pretty sure, is in Enter the Dragon, and it involves nunchucks.
My favorite is the nunchucks on King Kong with Bruce Lee. Like King Kong, he's like battling the two fucking pros of the world, and he just slaughters them. The fucking nunchucks.
Oh my god, yeah. That shit was badass. I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta learn how to do that shit. Oh no, guys, that's what we're gonna do after Men's Circle. Our next goal for the next week is to nunchuck ping pong. You can learn how to master that. You can master anything inside yourself.
No, but I do want us to maybe start setting like personal goals for small things in our day-to-day lives. And
Yep.
this week I just would like everybody to focus on less negative self-talk. And hear me out on this one because my punchline is the best of all. But like negative self-talk is all of your internal dialogue that is saying the fucking you suck or you fucked up and this this reason why you suck or whatever. The negative stories that we have repeating in our heads are the things that hold us back the most in life. And the one thing that we could all do to really fucking free ourselves is to realize that the one person who shouldn't be giving yourself shit is you. Like, that's it. The one person that shouldn't be giving yourself shit is you at all times. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have space for it. Like, I'm really not gonna be mad at myself for much because I have all the room to forgive. And when you grow up and you fucking have this society that teaches you to feel guilty all the fucking time, it's like we hold ourselves back because of things that have happened. And like, it just doesn't do. Forgive yourself, forgive the people around you, be that kind of loving person because that's the kind of energy that's gonna fucking excel your life.
Yeah, learn to forgive. Cuts and I, well, it wasn't Cuts and I, but we have an example because we have a mutual friend, and we were able to talk it out, and we didn't get along, but we were able to forgive each other because we're like, this is not what it's not the energy. Shouldn't be doing it to each other. We have a common enemy, and the common enemy is obviously people who are trying to do spiritual attack on you.
But let's just talk about this karmically. If somebody tries to stab you, karmically, it still isn't right to try to stab them back. Like, self-defense is like in the moment. Like, it's not retaliatory. And I think that people should learn a lesson about just working on themselves and moving on from things and being really forgiving with yourself. And we all fucking have shit that gets us down or follows us or I mean, here's the thing. I'll show up 95 to 98% of my days, 100%, and be there how I want to be there. But I cannot be mad at myself when I have a fucking foul ball 5% of my days because I'm like not that perfect. Like, I have to have that much room for myself. Like,
I mean, a foul ball's not too bad. At least you hit it.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like when you have a little perspective, it's like, all right, if most of your days you can show up for yourself, especially what really helps you show up for yourself is when you're not feeling guilty and held back by all these things. So like letting go of these guilts allows you to show up for yourself even better. And then you'll be catching more balls. But you have to have room for the days. Like some days I'm just going to call in and say, like, I literally can't show up for life today. I'm not capable. I need a day off. But I have a lot of room for myself because I show up for myself a lot.
Yeah, sometimes I think even, let's say, you're just going through an emotional tangent, and I feel like I've had these days, and what I've done to help me when I'm like, I cannot get through the day. I cannot do it. I can't go to work. I can't do this and that. I just take a deep breath, or maybe a few of them. I mean, if you need to smoke a blunt, by all means, or an edible, whatever, by means things that you want to do. I don't recommend other harder stuff than that stuff, but like, if that's something that you do, and just go for a little walk or maybe a little jog. Don't let some of that energy out. And then these are just the things I do, and how I make sure to still get to work instead of calling in, because I think if I call in, it does affect the people around me, because now they have to scramble at work, or maybe they have to stay later or whatever. So now I'm affecting others because I'm in my little world and I don't need to affect others, and I can get through this. And I just go and I stay positive.
No, show up for others. But I'm saying that it's okay to let people down sometimes. Don't let them down on the big things. Have promises. But I'm saying the whole fucking point of this is the healing of having room for yourself in this container, for the fact that you're imperfect and some days you're just not going to catch all the balls. Like,
yeah, and I'm telling you,
sometimes I'm incapable of showing up 100%, and that's okay. And that's a really human thing, and that's a really honest place to get to. And then once you're there, the beautiful thing is that because you've learned to make so much room for yourself and you have so much understanding within, now when other people fail you and there's times when they don't show up for you, you will find emotional strength in the understanding that you've already found for yourself. Because it's okay. Sometimes we're not going to catch all the balls. And we should have a lot of room for each other. It's
exactly.
Like, if somebody didn't show up and they were supposed to, if they're still showing up for you on most days, you have a lot of room for it, And if people can't show up at all, then maybe they're not somebody you need around. But
that's why I'm giving an example of.
It's about having high capacity with your friendships and with your relationships in life, because having better friendships will give you better romantic relationships too.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like giving some examples of things that we've done, four of us, Space Trolls going in and out, and I know Bamboo said that he might join in too. All of us, I'm just giving an example on when that day comes, because all of us, we get that day. It's the rainy day. This is an example on how I push myself to get through that day and get through, instead of hitting a home run, hitting a triple, hitting a double, hitting even a single, I just get, 4 balls and I get to first base. At least I'm at first base. I'm participating. I'm there. I'm coherent. And I'm not giving up on the day. I'm pushing through it. And, and I'm pushing through it and going slow. Because I'm dealing with things. I'm thinking things through and I'm going at it my own pace. I'm not going to steal second base. I'm just going to, you hit the ball. Hopefully you hit it good. I'm just going to go to the next base. I'm not even going to try to go for the third base. We're taking our time today. Take your time on those days. Don't rush it. Let a little energy out. Do yoga, like whatever you want to do. Yoga, drink some tea, meditate, talk to yourself, write something down, draw something, work out, walk the dog, play with your kids, kickbox, dig a hole. I mean, I've actually seen studies, and I've seen it where actually with the Green Bay Packers, believe it or not, and it was with Clay Matthews. He was going through roid raging or something, but Mike McCarthy would have him go and dig holes for 3 hours for some reason, and the guy was calmer than all hell after going through a stressful event, and he was just digging holes. Brian can probably the Don Hudson Center, right? Is that where they trained?
That is
Did they? Yeah. They would go there. He would go there. I'm like thinking of Shia LaBeouf in the movie with Clay Matthews instead. I'm just like, into my head, I'm like laughing, like this is kind of funny, but it worked. Like the dude was completely calm and centered and like zen and everything. He was just digging holes all day. It like when you dig, you're and you do it in a philosophical way. You're like digging away like what is going on in your own, in your own self. I don't know if that's what they talked about, but that's what he told him to go do. And then he comes back into the weightlifting room where I was shadowing, and he was like really chill. It's like, is there something to digging holes? Like, yeah, maybe there is. I don't know, but it seemed to work with him, and he's on steroids and all kinds of other stuff. So if that can work on him with all that, I mean, I can't imagine how that would work on a normal man. I mean, I can tell you right now, after digging holes for like 30 minutes, I'm tired and I feel pretty good. Like I feel like I actually did something. Because that's tough work.
It is tough work.
And I think as a man, I feel like when I'm doing hard work for myself, personally, not for someone else in their own economic gains, I'm doing it for myself. I feel a sense of accomplishment so much that anything that hit me throughout the day, the week, the month, the year goes away. At least for that instance.
Well,
And
yeah. There is something interesting to that very thing, though, and I just talked about it in a men's circle this last week, and so I have to bring it up. But like, it's super good that as a coping mechanism, you also have to be careful because some of us have fathers or grandfathers that this was also their coping mechanism, but some of them might take it to an extreme where it actually becomes they will focus super hard on a task to disappear into it, but never confront what they need to and never confront the reason for the emotions. And that's really not okay, because we need to get over things. We need to be able to process through things and to work through things with people. And if we're disappearing into our work too hard, then we might miss on the
relations that we need to be having.
Trauma bonds. It's a trauma bond mechanism, right? Exactly what you just said is how a trauma bond.
That is not a trauma bond mechanism. Trauma bond mechanism would be between two people, and this is a self-defense mechanism. When you're distracting yourself manically, like that is a defense mechanism, and men and women can both do it. We can put ourselves into projects. It's a skill for survival, actually, because actually we need to go back to our survival skills sometimes of like, I can't worry about whatever the fuck's going on over here. I gotta get this food. I gotta get this water, and be really good at one singular task until it's accomplished, right? But that makes it actually back to survival mode. It's not a trauma bonding would involve two people, Greg.
No, all the time it can fall into a situation. Trauma bonding can be, it's anything that is bonding yourself into a trauma sequence and initiating the trauma.
I guess you can trauma bond with your blanket.
I am trauma bonding with my blanket currently right now. It's 31 degrees outside. I'm trauma bonding. I'm traumatized by the weather of Wisconsin.
I'm traumatized by trauma bonding. You guys with the highest you ever seen in your life, the skyrocketing prices through the roof.
Fucking cuts.
I'm
Cut.
starting a Patreon. Whenever somebody wants to send our first donations, let me know. I'll set up the Patreon right away.
$25,000.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna have exclusive content, types of things that really make you sweat at night, steamy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrocketing prices through the roof.
That's what you can expect behind our paywall. Behind our paywall, it's not nudies. You get duties.
It's buy or die. You're going to sweat your ass off because you're like, if I don't buy, I'm going to die. Oh my God.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
So
These are inside jokes with Cuts and I. So we'll all of us are going to develop inside jokes. It's just the way things go. So Brian will know about ours, Cuts, and then maybe you and Brian will have inside jokes, and then you guys are gonna go. We're hanging out, and I'm like, I'm completely lost. Like, and then Cuts is gonna be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, Brian. And Brian's like, yeah, I get it. It's just the way we are. I mean, I feel like as a man, like this is what I observe. I observe men develop a sense of.
I don't mean to seem so much like I'm joking so much all the time, but certain stuff is pretty funny. But
Yeah, you bring a little comical sense to things, and that's good. Like, laughing
I
is
just try to do it so you can make sense of what we're talking about. Sometimes. Not all the time. I mean, I'm usually more of a serious person, actually.
that is true. Brian is too. You both are Aries. You guys can get funny at your times when you want. But you both are Aries, and you guys go from, here's a dad joke, and now it's time to get serious.
I feel like he's wearing a silly hat, and he's like, I'm not funny ever. I'm not funny, guys. There's no way. And he's got it's like a sarcastic, I'm not funny.
It's the Sky Car.
No, I know what you're saying, Cuts. It's just it's ironic because you're wearing such a great Christmas hat.
I know. I like this one too. I was like, "Oh shit! Can I just hop that on? Like, just wear that one?"
Does it say homie? Oh,
no, it says
humbug.
Bah humbug. Bah humbug.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying to everybody over here.
Bah
and they were
humbug.
saying it to me too. They were like, "Hey, bah humbug." I was like, "What?"
Brian,
I mean,
let's do an example.
There's nothing funny about this at all.
Let's do a homunculus situation. The Bah Humbug. Well, where does that come from? Ebenezer Scrooge. What does he go through? The past,
Actually, I
present,
didn't even sell one yet. I was trying really hard to do that.
tell him to buy or die. $1 a month. Change your life.
If
Okay, I can't use
anyone makes
the
any type
joke
of
here,
mistake or spilling whatsoever at all, I'm gonna say, "Hey, buy the hat right now, guy."
but gotta buy it. But
You gotta go out and film yourself throwing coins at crippled kids, telling them to buy you turkey.
I would never dare so do such a thing. I highly would discourage against that. People doing that. They might do that, but not me.
I think we know some people cuts that would do that if they buy. 'Cause
I'm just sneaking it in at work.
Okay,
You guys getting in on here on your guys' stream, just saying hi, saying, you know.
no, we appreciate it. For Brian, I know Brian's just kind of getting to know Cuts. Cuts has very good research on all the AI stuff, by the way, if you go on his channel, Brian.
Yes. I know what we are talking about with Cuts.
Yeah. Cuts has,
He's the guy that ran with all kinds of stuff, but
I'm
I don't
not even really
necessarily-
like so.
I don't really necessarily want to run in that direction in any way.
Yeah, I'm not so crazy about it so much, like too much, where it's like just some whole other thing that's
It's some
weird
whole
and
other thing
interesting.
that like people want to control with and whatever. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's not a big deal.
just for people to know if they're interested in something like that, go over to his channel and check that stuff out. It's really interesting, the things that he talked about. So,
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna smack you.
oh baby, don't threaten me with a good time, Brian.
Rachel thinks it's funny, but
Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right. Do we have any reflections about tonight's circles and how it's been going so far and what it's made you think about?
I guess the pluses and minuses, like what can we do better? What do you guys like? What I guess it's just like a feedback system. I don't think there's anything negative. There's no such thing as negative feedback. Constructive criticism, I guess, would be the positive way.
I like some of your guys' messages about just buckle up and go to work. And don't be late, and don't like calling sick. I've never been sick. I don't call in sick. That shit is so annoying. People are late and they screw you over. It's highly annoying.
So Jamaica, we're not talking about that stuff. Please don't bring that here. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, we're not that kind of channel.
Yeah. That stuff doesn't exist over here. And you know what? Cuts and I have not talked about any of that.
No.
That we'll keep it over there for now. But okay, Anne Marie has a son. How old is your son? I might end up with a son.
She's not.
Or a daughter. I will find out next week.
Gosh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take us into a meditation after we do this last part, which I just really want just internal thoughts. Like if I took you anywhere mentally, it's not necessarily construction. Like I want to hear where this journey has gone for you.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right. Anybody? Hello? Did you hear me?
What's that?
Yeah. I'm just listening.
I'm just listening too.
kind of hoping for more feedback from you guys about just where the men's circle in general took you. Because I mean, really, I guess in my own time doing men's circles, it has brought a lot of surprising things out, and that's what I'm trying to recreate here. Sometimes hearing other people's stories can trigger things inside of us that we've suppressed. Sometimes men's circles bring out things that we have been trying not to deal with, or that we don't know how to deal with. And it can be a really big moment of emotional understanding and helping somebody be able to overcome some trauma. And the beautiful thing is that, like, as humans, we're all going to have traumas, and so it is a universal lesson, and it's a lesson that you can help others with once you've really done the self-work and understand yourself.
Yep, you're right. You're right. No comment there. You're right, Brian.
Oh, well, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not easy opening up, and I'm hoping that over time we become like I don't want us to be talking about any super interpersonal details about our households, but I want us to be comfortable talking about like the full emotions and you know, broadly be able to talk about things that go on with us that are a little bit more personal, even if it's on the internet, with certain limitations. With that in mind, you know, we can men's circles in real life. Like if we were meeting in real life, I would expect the stories to get even more interpersonal, because there's things about my own family that, like, I'm just not going to say on here. I'm not going to say my daughter's, you know, anything personal information. There's nothing that I'd include in that circle that would be as detailed online as what I could possibly do if we met in person.
Yeah. That I was thinking the same thing, but like I you know, like it would be nicer if we were like around a fireplace or something, and not like on the internet where like online. You know, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because there's certain exercises that we can't really do here, like sustained eye contact exercises don't really work well when people have cameras and we're looking at screens like this. But we were talking about doing a positive self-talk exercise when we get a bigger group of people, and we'll be bringing everybody to a mirror and doing positive self-talk to the mirror with everybody. And these positive affirmations can really be life-changing for people. There's a whole effect that happens when you start having conversations with yourself, and it can be a kind of weird because, you know, we're taught that it's crazy to talk to yourself, yada yada, but this is a trauma breaking exercise that allows you to look at yourself like somebody else having a conversation.
Yep.
All right. Am I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm this. Yeah, I heard you, Brian. I'm just listening.
Greg, do you want to give your last thoughts before I take us into a meditation for the closeout?
Actually, I did have a meditation example that we did when we were learning Jinsen Jitsu, and when I'd done mixed martial arts, we would do meditations after sparring in a circle. It'd be a little bit different, but deep dragon breathing is a really good example. And I think that like something like that, we would mute our mics.
Is that the same as the breath of fire?
It's similar, yeah. It's actually a Kundalini exercise. It's supposed to help give away a lot of the negative energy in your spinal cord.
Breath of fire is Kundalini, yeah.
Yeah. Breath of fire, yep. When you do that, guys, when you're your lungs expand and your alveoli expand, which are the air sacs in your lungs, and they're pushing out what they believe is it pushes out your lungs expand so much so fast it's expending the negative energy and vibration in your muscle, in your body, and your lungs are actually pretty close to your spine, believe it or not. So when they expand like that a lot, it's pushing that blood in the muscle and all that stuff that's tight, and it's flowing the energy that's like gotten trapped throughout your blood and your muscle and all kinds of in your nervous system. It's supposed to like flush it out and get it to where it needs to go, because it's gotten trapped. It's just like stagnant in your body. One technique of many of thousands of others. But that's really my well, I guess my closing thing with this would be I would like you guys, including Brian and myself, I want you to write down 3 goals. A daily goal, a 3-day goal, and a weekly goal. And next week, we're going to all come back. We're going to talk about each daily goal. I mean, we don't talk about each daily goal.
I already gave
Well,
you two.
Yeah.
I already said you. All right, yeah.
But yeah, we're going to set 3 goals, one for a daily, one for a 3-day, and a weekly one. And the weekly one, it will be more specific towards the men's circle that you would want to share. You don't need to share the other goals. Those are just your personal ones, but the weekly one will be for here. If that makes sense. And that'll be about it for me. So, Brian, if you want to lead off into the meditation.
I wish I could see the chat rolling when I was in here. I think there's a way to see it, but then it goes off of the screen. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta go. There's a big chat going on right now. It's just
Oh, it's just a little bit.
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
we had some viewers.
This is the first live stream. I mean, we can't expect a lot going on, but you know what? For the first one on a channel that we haven't gone live on yet, Brian, I mean, I think this is pretty good. I mean, we've had Bamboo, we've had Cuts, we had quite a few people. We had 2 women come in too. That's good. So it's been a diverse group for the first live stream ever on this channel. So I think that was a good stream. But Brian does want to lead us out of a meditation, so I'm gonna leave it to him from here.
All right.
we are going to
Are we still out here?
I'm gonna mute you for this exercise, and we're just gonna go do me for a minute. All right. So I want everybody to get really comfortable in a sitting position, whether that be in a pretzel or lotus or sitting in a chair. Whatever comfortable spot you choose is fine. I want you to turn off any distractions that you have, or at least silence your phone. We really want to get into a deeper level of relaxation and be able to disconnect for a minute. All right, I want you to close your eyes and gently lower your gaze. We're going to do the breath of fire, and we're actually going to do it with our mouths closed, and we're going to do it for a sustained 3 minutes together. This might be kind of intense, but we are gonna power through it. I'm gonna get my timer ready, and we'll start the exercise, and I'll explain it as I'm going. All right. So you have your posture nice and straight. We're gonna just take one deep breath. Let your lungs fill. Okay, now close your mouth and take a deep breath, and then exhale very quickly through your nose, but then quickly inhale. Just almost as soon as you exhale, you're already starting the motion back to inhaling, and then you're bouncing it back to exhale again. And you're basically bouncing between the two, the inhale and the exhale, for the entire duration of the exercise. And it's going to be a little bit of work, but we'll get there. All right, starting now.
All right. Take a big, deep breath. Feel that charge. Feel that brain. Okay. Now I want you to feel the oxygen with each breath. And where it's flowing to in your body. It's most strong in your face and in your head. But you can also feel the blood carrying it, getting pumped through your heart and out into your arms, and down into your lower body, into your legs. Okay. Now, I want you to sit silent with your breath for a moment and just observe your own breath and what it feels like to breathe comfortably for you and the sound of that. Each breath is like a cloud that passes by in the sky. Just breezing on by. I want you to release all of the tension about the things that you're worried about. Just like blowing clouds by. I want you to look inward for a symbol of strength and personal guidance in your life. A visual source of resilience. Something that really makes you feel foundationally held. Now I want you to picture why you picked that object and what the exact thought behind that emotion was. And resilience and what it means. I want you to ask this object for just a little extra strength when maybe you are feeling lost and you're not thinking of the things in your life that could be guiding you, and it's a little hard to look up and find this mountain, this strong tree in your life. I want you to imagine merging with this object and feeling that it's not the object or the person or thing that you need, but that it's actually the strength from the idea of it, and it's from within that power is actually coming from. Now I'd like to invite everyone here to quietly meditate or pray, send good vibes, or whatever feels good to you. For anyone that maybe is here right now that you feel needs that, just send your prayers and your good vibes and your good message straight to them. Send all your love. Now I want you to shift from sending these good thoughts at one or maybe a couple of people. And I want you to send your good energy and your love for the entire world. I want you to freely release that for every person on this planet. And freely give that. Because healing inside yourself is helping to heal the world. Now, I want everyone to thank themselves and give ultimate gratitude to themselves for showing up today. And give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug and tell yourself, thank you and I love you. Ultimately, the gratitude that we hold for ourselves and for showing up for ourselves will only help us show up for ourselves more in the future. So I want to invite yourself to be really open to this next week and all the possibilities that could come. And just say, I'm going to be the best that I can be and show up the most I can. And I'm okay with what I can do. everybody can come back to the present moment slowly, and you know, feel free to come in the room now and say your goodbyes, and we'll wrap up as a channel.
Am I the only one? Or okay. Cuts, or is this Monkey Space Troll?
Monkey Space Troll Cut said goodnight.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Thank you guys for showing up today. Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
gratitude.
Thank you.
Gratitude
Yeah.
for showing up, Cuts.
Yeah, nice seeing you guys.
I want to know.
I wish
how
it
you
was.
guys-
I wish it was on the. I wish it wasn't on the internet though. You know.
It's okay. This is supplemental. You know what we're gonna do? Is I'm gonna make you guys experts at men's circles, and my diabolical plan is that we are gonna change the world by making men's circles happen everywhere. So you get a men's circle, and you get a men's circle, and you.
I'm
get a
actually doing that. We're hosting another GA meeting a little later, maybe.
Yeah, honestly, it's what makes sense. You're funny. This guy. I'm not funny at all. I'm only serious.
Why are you so serial?
GAA meeting, really.
How come you guys are so serial?
That's a 7-Eleven, if you think about it, because G is 7, A is 1, A is 1, 7-Eleven.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been lovely.
You guys need a Slurpee? Wait, before we go, I really want to know how did the dragon breathing go, or the fire breathing? I don't know if Cuts did it, because I know he's at work, so...
I actually had it. There was actually an in-between break in between customers that entire time, and I was actually doing it as well. I was actually just waiting for him to come in. I was
Did you feel like
see me looking around. I was like, where they
your
at?
back loosening up a little bit? Did you feel that?
Say what?
Did you feel like your back, like your spine was loosening up, untightening, and...
It was a relief. They came eventually back. There were some that came back.
Yeah,
It was
it felt hard at first, but it got easier.
Cool. It was pretty cool. I was actually kind of trying to be understanding and kind of feeling it. And I was
It's weird at first, but yeah. Once you start doing it, then it's like, whoa, this is actually kind of challenging. And then you want to do it, and then...
a controlling mechanism or something where you could just different aspects of yourself and your, I don't know, different ways of being you can be, I suppose.
Yeah, and then going into that flow, and then thinking about reflection, and then just slowly coming back to obviously what we're doing now into the real world.
I don't mean to be I'm not really mocking you guys. I appreciate you guys when I'm joking around so much. I'm not even seriously being some kind of way.
We need the humor. We need someone with humor.
Yeah, you're in good spirit.
I know Cuts. He's always in good spirit. He'll help anybody. Right now, Brian.
It takes a lot to get me all riled up.
I do hope that there's a day when you're not working or really busy, but it seems like you're that guy that works a lot and does a lot of busy stuff. So that's so cool.
I might have a couple days off once in a while now coming up because I got a bunch of coworkers I think they're from Brazil or something like that. The Brazilians came through.
Yeah.
They always come up here in the ski season, all the J1 visa folks from South America.
Well, if we show up every week, we will get guys because there's lots of men who need support out there. And we're going to be here to hold the space. Right now, we're only doing a little over 2 hours a thing, but eventually
I'd like it to be something that goes on for a little longer. Really hold space for people.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I start a little getting more in a better shift where I start at open where I work
I mean,
and stop.
now that I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing, I can schedule these videos 23 hours ahead of time or whatever. I don't know what the earliest time you can schedule for is.
You can schedule 3 weeks in advance if you want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna start booking these shows, and maybe it'll help us.
I think on my days off, I'm gonna try to, since I think there's a lot of people now, so I'll try to double. I'm trying to double back and just be at some like ski resort spot on the other days. But it hasn't even like the snow hasn't even hit yet, so it's only like nothing barely still.
Skiing's fun. Snowboarding.
Yeah, Cuts does a little part-time ski gig.
The
He's got.
hustle, when you do that, it's like the hustle. When you do that, they just give you the pass. You just get the, you just work there, and then you get the season ski pass.
And there you go. Hobby, a nice little hobby.
I'm already working so much here, though. I can just, like, I'll be like, yeah, just give me like the littlest bit you can give me for sure, and then I'll pick up my days off that way, probably.
Cuts, tell us how your hard work has paid off. Like the last couple things you've gotten in the last week or two, you've accomplished a lot. Do you want to share?
Yeah, I've just been doing stuff to try to fix stuff in my life, so
That's good. That's what we need.
Yeah, a lot of stuff kind of fell into my lap. It wasn't even expected. I just was like, alrighty, sure.
You manifested it.
No, but I tried to find spots, and I looked at all these fucking spots, and somehow I managed. They gave me the coolest one. I was like, all right.
That's awesome. That's always a good thing to hear. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Cuts got a brand new place, and then right after he got a brand new place, he just gets a brand new car, and it's just all, this
I'm
is...
not totally like all as happy as I'd like to be, like all around with everything, but you can't really expect or whatever more than whatever it is.
Take what you can get, Hey, these are wins, man. These are great accomplishments, and I'm proud of you. I think Cuts helped me last week or the week before. He spotted me $20, and 2 days later, paid him right back. This is what we do. We help each other. We empower each other.
If you remember, I was always trying to tell people like the right way to go, the right thing to do, at least, and just a subtle kind of, not like I'm telling you whatever, but like kind of showing people like, hey, this is how you do shit. Some shit.
It's how you treat each other. Like, we can be family. We can...
Even with all the research stuff I do, it's almost not even as important as seeing whatever it is per se, but like just how you could do it, like showing people how to do it, or how to present shit, or how to do the art shit I do, the stuff I do, and I don't know, just showing
you and
different
Brian
styles
can get in touch because you both are drawers.
Understanding or whatever.
Cuts does a lot of graffiti type art, Brian. He's like a graffiti expert.
That's what I used to do. I used to do that a lot, like when I was younger.
That's awesome.
I never really quit, though, technically. I'll still tag on some fucking shit. I don't even give a fuck.
Give no fucks.
But yeah, that's where YouTube
really I'm not like in that mentality totally anymore. I'm not like just like, fuck the world, let's go kill everything. I don't know.
And go tag stuff.
I do get it. Like, I understand why people like kind of even snap in and out of that a little bit.
It's a process.
Sometimes you hate everything sometimes, and then sometimes you can accept it.
Right.
And it's really weird sometimes.
I think it's like a grieving process that maybe more people like us go through, where we see that there's a trial and we see the sociological fracture in the social norm of humanity. I don't think we quite understand it fully, but we understand that there's something not quite right, and it's a traumatizing thing because when you try to explain it to people, you get a lot of lashing out, and it's hurtful, and it causes pain emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and this is something that causes trauma. Just because it's not a war or whatever doesn't mean it's not some kind of trauma. And it builds a shell, and I feel like it's time to get rid of these shells. No more. We don't need the shells anymore. We don't need to be stigmatized or create stigmatisms. It's time to get rid of that. We don't need it because it's not helping either in the CNN and Fox News world, in the Alex Jones world, or conspiracy world, or even in spiritual world. These stigmatisms, there's no reason for them. We don't need them. They're not helping, and they're not getting us anywhere. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what clique you're in. There's still a stigmatism, and they're not necessary. Brian,
Telling everything back.
I'll let Brian finish this. This is like his first StreamYard stream on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, I really just I want to end on sending everybody out with just like the positive things that we touched on, like a basic summary of what we want you to think about for the week. The first part was I really want everybody to work on thinking about their internal monologue, their internal story, and think about the things that we tell ourselves, and be mindful, be nice to yourself, and really work on that, and work on having those words work in a more positive direction for us, because negative self-talk will generate negative things in life. And then the next thing was Greg wanted you to write down goals. Right, Greg?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm over here tending to Odin.
Goals or whatever.
Just for here specifically, just the weekly. But I'm just suggesting if you do one daily one for yourself, if you want to share that in here, that's more than fine. And like a 3-day one. So a daily one could be getting dishes done. A 3-day one could be getting a gym membership, and a weekly one could be, I don't know, building a doghouse, whatever it is. Just a self-reflecting accomplishment that makes you feel good, and that's more of a hobby. Developing hobbies.
Yep.
Yeah. Hobby building is very, very, I think it's very important. Like, I notice people, including myself, like if I get out of hobbies, my whole energy gets, and Brian can tell you guys this, he can forefront tell you, when Greg is out of hobbies, he spirals out of control. Like, the man needs to have hobbies. Like, he needs to be on the go. Like, that's me. I have to have a goal the second I wake up and the second I go to sleep, and I gotta be busy. Like, that's just how I am. I have to be like that. Otherwise, chaos. So if you feel like you're kind of like that, and you don't have goals, and you feel like there's a lot of chaos, try to create some hobbies and see if things change in your routine. Just as a suggestion. That's just what I do. You don't have to
Yeah.
do as I do. Yeah. Brian can tell you. He knows. He's seen it. He's seen it when the Badger does not have hobbies. The dude is going nuts.
Well, and honestly, like I think next week we're gonna be talking about something that's hobby involved, which is just how you connect with spirit isn't necessarily in a traditional sense. Actually, the ways that I think that people should work on connecting with spirit is by working on things with yourself, and spirit can be channeled through your music, through your art, and through your writings or your projects, so whatever way you develop yourself creatively, you are becoming closer to the creator.
Exactly. Whatever it is, if hiking and fishing is like something you love to do, which is something I love to do, and I haven't done it in a few weeks, go do it this weekend. Things should be kind of winding down, especially work-wise for most places because of Christmas, unless you're in retail. Go hiking and fishing. That's something you enjoy. It's quiet. You're in touch with nature. It makes you think, or it makes you think stilly, like a still thought where your mind's clear is what I should say, like Ultra Instinct type shit. Brian knows what I'm talking about. Where you just go Ultra Instincts. And like fishing is the ultimate Ultra Instincts. If you master fishing, you are Ultra Instincts. Think about that. Brian, you know what I'm talking about. You know this shit's true.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Greg's lost his mind.
Oh man, I lost that a long time ago.
Fishing is not Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, Space Road, you have a good night. Thank you for coming in. Kathy, thank you for coming in
Have a
tonight.
good night, you guys. Space Troll, Kathy, anyone else that was in the chat
Thank
and
you.
watching later.
Cuts, thank you for coming in. I know you're at work, and I appreciate you coming in and working it out at work. You know what? Even at work, you can get self-reflection done. And it just goes to show you, like, this is something I have to do when I'm health coaching people. People are like, I don't have time for self-reflection. And look, you actually do. Like, do you have a little space in between work where you're not really busy at work? 20, 30 minutes? Time to self-reflect right here. We had 2 hours and we're almost at 2 hours and 20 minutes. Cut.
How are you going to have room for others if you don't even have room for yourself?
That's a good question to ask. Count how many hours are in the week. I believe it's 172 hours. So you have 24 in a day, 8 to work, 8 for your kids, and 8 to sleep, right? Well, I don't think you need 8 for kids. And most people don't sleep for 8 hours. So, you have 4 hours of reflection. Reflection can be so many things. It could be the hobbies, exercise, wellness, art, walk your dog, prep your meals, instead of watching TV, read a book, I don't know, create something. That's the time to get creative. And out of the 172 hours in a week, if you're working 40, you still have 132 hours. Where's that 132 hours going? Think about that. 92 more after sleeping. Where's the 92 going? Think about that. That's all I got. If you want to completely close it, Brian, I'm all good.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about, isn't it? What I just said. You got about 92 hours where you can just do. You got so many things that you can do. And I feel like a lot of people waste their time. I do too. I'm guilty of it. Trust me. I can admit that though.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Love you. We'll talk to you soon.
You guys are wrapping it up. Peace, you guys. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Gratitude for coming. Gratitude.
Brian, I can't. Well, I can't hear you.
Always live in gratitude, and the world will treat you kind.